We are nearing the end of the third quarter, and it is time for one of those are we behind status checks, reality checks. How's it going? What is happening? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna. If you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4. We are in our 8th year of homeschooling, and we are not through with our third quarter. And today I want to share with you more about that. Before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. So what usually happens here is we finish a quarter. So my year is usually about 32 weeks long. 32 weeks of actual instruction, 34 to 36 weeks of on the calendar, depending on how it falls. And I try to give an update after every 8 weeks of schooling. We are not there yet. We are close, but we are not at the end of the third quarter, where I would tell you what's working, what's not, what I love, blah, 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 blah. But, there are a couple of things going on right now that for me require a reminder for myself. And if you have been here for any period of time, you know that I come here and I share things that I am living and going through, not to tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but just to show you where I'm at as somebody who has 9 and almost 3/4 years experience in this way of life, in secular homeschooling, more than one child, an 8th grader heading into high school next year, and a 4th grader heading into 5th grade. I have old homeschoolers now, which is also really weird. And I just come and share with you where I'm at, what is happening, because it is helpful to me to articulate what is happening. And it also leads me in a position where you guys can give me feedback, but also I feel like it's helpful because it's important to me to be a voice that doesn't tell you what you should or shouldn't do. It is important, I think, to hear a voice that isn't telling you what you should or shouldn't do, but instead is just telling you like real life, like what this is like. I've talked a lot recently about how this is kind of like the weird burnout middle season, and I'm really feeling it. Because of that, part of that, there's a few reasons why I want to share the third quarter check-in, update, whatever you want to call it, before I'm done with the third quarter. And that is because often in my personality homeschool style of rigidity, I am measuring where we are and if we're hitting the benchmarks I want to hit by the time that we are there. And I don't even have like very high firm standards. I'm not like by, week 24, we need to be 24 lessons done and everything. And that makes sense to me. I don't even really do that. But I start to feel like the end is near, especially in third quarter, and then I start to push harder and things get weird and it gets a little stressful. And so by sharing this before I actually have a third quarter under my belt, my intent is to remind myself and to share with you that at the third quarter check-in, you don't necessarily have to be at a certain point. You're not failing. You're right where you should be. Maybe your holidays were a little longer. Maybe you're just getting back into the swing of it after the breaks. Maybe you are feeling the burnout and you need to take a break, or you're feeling really excited about the end, or you have a fun spring break trip coming up. So you're really hitting the gas. Where you are, as long as progress is being made, is great. And that for me is the reminder that oftentimes I need. We are in a good place right now. We've gotten back into the swing of things after feeling a little, I was glad we took a week off. We got back from vacation. Both of my kids are really busy right now. It's cookie season for them Girl Scouts, and my big kid is halfway through rehearsals for a show coming up, and it's wonderful and it's crazy. And we are deep thinking, my husband and I, family as a whole, what is next? What does next year look like with last year of elementary school, and first year of high school. What are we doing? We're really spending a lot of time evaluating what's working and what's not. Are we sticking with things together? What kind of formats are we wanting? How deep are we going? What are we doing? And of course, I'll be back to share that with you as I have it. If you're curious, just a little sidebar. My planning process this year is different. Usually it's mostly me and then I bounce things off my husband. But what we're doing this year, we've already had one family meeting talking with the girls as a family, sitting down, making notes, what we like, what we don't like, what we want more of. And that's been really helpful. We're gonna carry that. And my husband and I have scheduled it on the calendar like a date night. We have scheduled time to sit down and deep dive. And I've got a running list where I'm just dropping links to things I see that look cool. And we're gonna hardcore, like, okay, so that, because now when you're planning high school, you gotta kind of work it back. Like, oh, that's your end goal. What can we do now? And that's where we're at. So my husband and I are gonna sit down and get not the plan, but like the structure of a plan together. And then we'll sit down and bring the girls back in for yet a third planning session to say, here is your buffet of options. What resonates? What doesn't? What would you love to do? What would you rather set yourself on fire than do? And that is how we're doing that. So we are very forward focused. The biggest takeaway for me, possibly for being in third quarter, is the reminders that the days are long, but the years are short. That I want my kids having fun. I want them doing things they enjoy. That homeschool is so incredibly flexible, malleable to be exactly what you want. I've seen a lot of research lately talking about how colleges are preferring homeschool kids that are homeschooled in a certain kind of way that is, allowed to deep dive interests and projects and things like that. Not in the kind of exclusionary, we do it so that they don't learn real world stuff, but in the way that says we allow them to passion focus. That passions, instead of checking the college approved boxes, is what is really selling to college admissions right now, which is great. So there's a lot of good stuff coming up and feeling really good out of having contributed, 9 and almost 10 years to this way of life. It's very inspiring. It's very exciting. It's very justifying in my own journey. But it's important to me as, again, we're in this third quarter, which is just the weirdest one of the whole year. It's very inspiring. It's inspiring me to go forward in our planning. It's inspiring me to feel good about what we're doing. We did just wrap up Black American history as a family. I have never been more glad that we tackled something as a family. It was so eye-opening, especially there at the end. There's so much stuff that's happened in my lifetime that I just didn't realize the undertone, the implications of race. And honestly, I saw something that talked about systemic racism, and it said, systemic racism is not that it is built intentionally racist, the systems. It's that if you remove everyone, and you do remove anybody who could possibly have a racist impact on it, and that system is still disproportionately impacting one group set of people, that system is systemically racist. If it is disproportionately impacting somebody, even with every, human influence removed of it. And honestly, I think that's a great way to look at it, because I feel like it is more black and white and it's not nuanced and it doesn't put our feelings into it. We are also heading into the primaries, which is a weird time right now, just in life, in the world, and there's so much going on that it is reinforcing the decisions that we've made this year and the decisions that we have made in this third quarter specifically. I think going into the fourth quarter and even the first and second quarter of next year is going to be really wild when it comes to homeschooling, when it comes to secular homeschooling, when it goes to what people are choosing to teach, the conversations they're willing to have, the things they're willing to discuss with their children, the things your children are learning, whether you know it or not, because they are. They are learning things. They're learning about current events and real world situations, whether you think they are or not. It has never been more important to let your children know where you stand in the world than it is right now. Everything going on in the world, and I'm biting my tongue, not because I'm afraid to offend. I am not. My audience is not large enough that this will make or break me. My audience is not large enough. My income is not high enough for me to be concerned that I will say something to have any of that dry up, which is honestly such a gift. It is such a liberating gift to know that I am not beholden to a dollar. I am not beholden to the influencer lifestyle. I am happy that throughout my parenting journey and my time here, I feel like I have done things that in 20, 30, 40 years, I will be proud of when that comes to not oversharing my personal details, not oversharing my children's personal details. So much of this in the last month has felt suddenly and hugely like I made the right decisions along the way. And it is a good feeling. It is a good feeling. Circling back, sorry for the tangent. Right now, your children need to hear how you feel about things. Big things, hard things. They need to know if you are willing to be flexible on things you don't agree with. They need to know if you are inviting everybody to your table. They need to know if you are shutting doors that deserve to be shut. Your children need to know where you stand, because especially with an upcoming 10-year-old and an upcoming 14-year-old, they are going to base where they stand so heavily on where you stand, and whether that is being contrarian to you or whether that is being proud of you and aligning with you. We are helping our children form their own identities, whether we intend to or not, and it's a lot of pressure and I'm really sorry, but through their education is the way that we speak to them. Through their education is the way that we allow them to develop their viewpoints of the world. And that is important. They need to develop their own viewpoints of the world. It is important that you let your humans be their own human. So what you're doing, what you are saying, what you aren't saying, what you are watching, who you're continuing to talk to, who you are letting in their sphere right now is so important, so pivotal, and so crucial. So keep that in mind. So third quarter update. I feel good. I feel really, really good because of maybe no even school reason. I feel good. Are we on track? I don't know. Are we where we should be? Absolutely. I feel good right now in the third quarter, not because of our school situation, not because of that, 100% because of our family, 100% because of my parenting situation right now and because of my family situation right now. So yes, we're talking about planning, but I feel like that is feeling most successful because the way that we are involving our family. So yes, I'm talking about the Black American history and how we loved it, but I'm talking about the impact it had on my family. So maybe right now, this third quarter isn't about the school part, it's about the home part. Right now is great. Right now, I'm right where I should be. Right now, I'm right on track. And I want you to feel the same, honestly. I want you to feel motivated. I want you to feel inspired. I hope that you're getting some of that. And maybe the only thing that you take from this video today was that you aren't chasing the result, if that makes sense. You're chasing the experience. Okay, so it's the journey and not the destination. Remember that in this third quarter. Remember that you are where you should be. And if you don't feel like you are, just give yourself a little pivot. Give yourself a little pivot. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to the park, but we're gonna take our work with us on Friday. I know we normally have Fridays off, but we're gonna start out in the morning. We're gonna have a glorious, we're gonna walk to the park. We're gonna take our school with us. We're gonna spread it out on a blanket. We're gonna have a little picnic lunch. We're gonna do a little bit of schoolwork. One more lesson than we normally do. One more read aloud than we normally do. And then we're gonna play. Find the joy in this journey. The third quarter is the hardest part. It really is. And I'm happy. My home feels good. And it is a really, really good place to be. And I hope that you're with me. Third quarter can be a big old, but homeschooling is joy. Homeschooling is a joy. So let me know, what is working for you right now in this third quarter? What isn't? Is there something you're like, I tried real hard and we're done now. And that's okay. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that that free breath again, when you have the realization that you can change things, that you can drop things, that you can add things, that you can pivot things, that you can outsource things. Maybe that's the joy in the third quarter. Maybe that's the update you need. Maybe that's the reality check that you're searching for in this homeschool third quarter. Maybe. All right, guys, I hope that you found it as helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Okay, so let me just say, this is the video debut of the new hair. Are you loving it? I did not even change the color. I just cut it. Isn't it so kind of great? I'm like, it's okay if all you did at this whole video is just stare at my hair because I'm loving it. I am feeling myself today. I've got like this super cute outfit on. I feel like my makeup is doing great. My new hair, it's like the first time I've really styled it out since I cut it. So I'm just like low-key obsessed. And I have a date night. We are doing something I have never done as a woman who is knocking on 42 years old. We are going to a comedy club. I have never done that. And it's Patrick Nihil. If you haven't seen his stuff, go look him up. He's absolutely freaking hilarious. He's like Irish and he's like historical and funny, but also clean because I have issues with some people who are just downright, it's not for me. It is not for me. We don't need to be vulgar to be funny. Anyways, which did you know that vulgar, the definition of vulgar is actually common and not like something bad. It's just common and common. Anyways, so I'm excited, but all I can think of with comedy clubs is like, they're going to single somebody out in the audience and like totally obliterate them, but that's not the vibe and that's not the thing. But okay. So I will not be sitting front row. That's what you need to know. Anyways, we get excited. This is our Valentine's date on the 20th. Because parenting, right? Anyways, kids were busy and we just had wonderful family time. It was great. But now we're going to go out a little bit, have a little fun. And my kids are doing sister date night. They will be watching the Descendants Zombies Collide World Tour that has premiered today. So big things for this house. Anyways, I think that's it. I don't know. Third quarter. February is like, January was like a million years long. February is like almost done and really short, but like March, I don't know what it is about March, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We also just had a bunny in our house, foster bunny. Look at that. That little thing bit me and I'm questioning if I need to, I'm sure my tetanus shot is good because you know you have to get it, the DTaP or whatever with the babies and to whoop and cough. But that little rat bit the shit out of me. He was kind of vicious. Like I love him and he was really smart, but he found every single way to get out of every single enclosure. His name was George and he was wonderful, but he was like so smart, but then also like he knew his name. He would come and call, but he was too young to get neutered. That's why he's on foster. And he would like chase you and bite you and was kind of mean. So he needs to get neutered. My understanding from Google Vet is that will help a great deal. We did enrichments, huge, I mean, it's just whole thing. Anyways, George is leaving his lasting impression. Anyways, yeah, I have rambled. I did not have more than the normal amount of coffee today, in case you're wondering. Just kind of a great freaking day. Anyways, bye guys.